What is up, guys? In this video we're going to be talking about functions in JavaScript, and to get started I'm just going to explain, as always, the HTML that I have. And as you can see, we have a style sheet that goes to style.css, which is just a simple body flex to make everything in the center. Then we have a body here with an h1 of header text as the ID, and a button with an onClick method that says do something. So we can use that later when we click on this button. And of course we've linked the script at the bottom of the page so we can use the JavaScript file. But moving on from that, we're going to go straight to the JavaScript, and inside here the first thing we're going to do is create a variable of number, which is going to be equal to 0. And we're just going to create a very simple increment as we did a while back. So to create a function, of course, all you have to do is insert the keyword function, and then you can insert whatever name you want. Usually in JavaScript we go after the naming convention of lower camel case, which means each word after the first word should have a capital letter. So do something, as you can see, the first letter is lowercase and the second word has an uppercase letter. And if we were to add a third word, such as do something else, we would add another capital letter. So that's just a very simple naming convention they use in JavaScript. But let's go back to do something. And we should also add a pair of parentheses, and I'll soon show you what you can do with that. But for now, we're just going to create a simple function that updates the text of the header to the number that we incremented to. So all we have to do is type in ++ number as always, and below that we're going to type in document get element by ID, and of course I named it header text, and then we just need to change the inner HTML to the number. Now if we click on save, you'll notice that the text will update with the increment. That's because we created the function do something, and each time we click on it, it executes the code inside. So functions can be used for the onClick methods, but they are also used to simplify code to maximize the reusability. In case you write a few lines of code and you always want to use those lines of code, it is encouraged you turn that into a function. For example, we're going to create another function. This time we're going to create a function that says hello to the user. So we're going to type in function, and we're just going to say add hello. And inside here, this time we are going to supply a parameter. So you can name it whatever you want, and we're just going to name this one text. Then we're going to create a block as always, and this time we're going to turn it into an expression, which means we're going to return a value out of this function. So we're going to type in return hello plus text. So now every time we use this function, we can use it as a variable, and all we have to do is insert some text here, and it's going to give us the output of hello plus the text we insert. So for example, we are going to go ahead and log this, otherwise we can't see it. And we're going to call the function add hello. Then we have to use these parentheses to insert some text. So I'm just going to insert the string code palace. And now when we click on save and we go down to the console, you'll notice that it will say hello code palace, because we called this function, and this function inserted the text in the text spot right here, and it returned it. And that's a very simplified version of how to use the parameters. But of course we can use it for some more complex calculations, such as computing some sort of answer. And let's get rid of this. So the second example would be to create a function. We're going to say add numbers, and inside here we're going to say first number and the second number. And you can add as many of these as you want, but we're just going to use 2 here. And all we're going to do this time is log the first number plus the second number, which is going to be the answer of the 2 combined. So now you'll notice that if we go down here and we call the add numbers function, and we supply 2 numbers such as 10 and 217, and click on save, you'll notice that it's going to add the 2 numbers together, and it's going to give us a total of 227. And of course you can use this as many times as you want. You can say 10 plus 20 plus 19, in case you don't know that, and it can save you a lot of time in having not to write this over and over. And these are simplified examples, but later on when we actually start creating websites, you'll notice that we will use this a lot. But I think as a basic example, this was enough to cover what they do and what functions are. But that's actually all I wanted to cover in this video. If you have any questions regarding functions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.